but let's get it in.
Welcome everybody to Intensity Broadcasting. My name is Josh Hall. This is the Doghouse Racing League, race number 10 from beautiful Bristol Motor Speedway. That's right, we're here at the last great Coliseum, getting ready to do business here at the world's fastest half mile. Currently see Jonathan Jennings up at the top of the leaderboard. Jamie Horn, John Smith, Tyler Millette, and Kevin Powell are your top 5 currently in practice with about 2.5 minutes left to go. Had a thriller last week at Las Vegas, and let's see how the points have shaken up since last week's race. See John Jennings still at the top of the leaderboard. Jamie Horn trying to run down. Kevin Powell in third, Justin McMahon and Lucas Edwards, your top 5. And no movement among the top 10. But you see Mike Leftwich moving up 1 spot into 11th. Mark Dumont moving up 2 spots. And in 12th, excuse me, Daniel Wilkerson moves back 2 spots. Christopher Leftwich falls back 1 spot. See Jeffrey Engel, Gary Amio back in 15th, 16th. But Jeremiah Stitzman makes up 3 positions up in the 17th. So another big mover. Michael Dow jumps up another 3 spots as well. And then Trevor McLaughlin and Michael Samia both losing 4 positions after last race. So we're coming down to crunch time though. We are in race number 10. Just 2 more races to go after tonight. See how the drivers are making their way around this fast Bristol Motor Speedway. As you see Chris Leftwich loose there up on that high side. Almost gets down into Jonathan Jennings. And Bristol uniquely, historically here on iRacing, more of a high lane track, where you see Jonathan Jennings running right there. Just in front of him though, we see the 27 of Christopher Simon. I believe that's Christopher Simon. Yes, it is. Running the more traditional low lane. So Bristol does have multiple grooves that these drivers will be able to run here tonight. We'll see which lane works best for who. Already in the chat, we see Samantha says, let's go Engel and Edwards. Ooh, so we got a big wreck here on the front stretch between, looks like Christopher Simon, that looks like Jonathan Jennings, and Kevin Powell. Speaking of Kevin's, good to see Kevin Brown back on the racetrack as well. Currently scoring 15th here in practice. So far, we've got 24 drivers getting ready to do business here, do battle here at the world's last great Coliseum. So we got about 10 seconds left here in practice. We want to thank all of our great partners here that make this possible, including our series sponsor, Shoney's. Shoney, Doghouse Racing League's Tuesday Night Racing Series is proud to be sponsored by Shoney's. Shoney's is open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Stop by one of their West Virginia locations and try their freshly prepared legendary breakfast bar and take home a whole strawberry pie. Shoney's, delicious food and friendly service since 1947. Of course, we've also want to thank all of our other great partners here in the Doghouse Racing League, including Shoney's, Group 6, Simpson Race Designs, Fanatics, and of course, some of our great partners here, including the Butt Kicker. Butt Kicker is a well-known established leader in gaming haptics. The award-winning line of Butt Kicker products lets users feel low-frequency sounds. Their products are used and endorsed around the world by leading PC and console gamers. To check out the full line of Butt Kicker products and figure out what's right for you, visit thebuttkicker.com. So we got drivers making their way around the racetrack. You see first driver is going to get a lap in. Looks like it's going to be Jonathan Jennings just taking the green flag on his first of 2 laps. Jennings through turns 3 and 4 and onto the front stretch. And this is a track where it's so easy to get lost. And what makes it a little bit more unique for these drivers here tonight, some leagues like to run one single pit road. These drivers are going to be dealing with dual pit road. Some drivers are going to be pitting on the front stretch. Some drivers will be pitting on the back stretch. These drivers are going to have to figure out where their pit stall is and make sure not to enter the wrong pit lane. There's Justin McMahon coming off of turn number 4. And McMahon jumps up to the pole, beating both Jamie Horn and Jonathan Jennings. Here's Jeffrey Engel making his way through turns 3 and 4 down to the checkered flag. And Engel's time is going to be good enough for, looks like the 13th position. Kevin Powell just went 7th quickest on his lap, first lap. Let's see what he does here on his second lap. Down across the stripe, and Kevin Powell does not improve his position. Here's Michael Dow. First lap was good enough for 16th as he's coming across the stripe. And Dow is going to move up into 15th. Here's Steven Bonomo just coming across the stripe, currently 5th quickest in this qualifying attempt. So a couple drivers getting some really good starting positions here tonight. Here's John Smith just getting his qualifying attempt underway. In the chat, we see Lindsay Engel says, "Let's go, Engel and Edwards." So John Smith goes 16th fastest on his first lap. See what he's able to do here on the second lap. And John Smith moves up into the 5th position. So they're having a driver's meeting right now. We hear them talking about pitting in this unique pit road. See, Daniel Wilkerson is the giving the drivers meeting here. And what they're talking about is the commitment cones here at Bristol. And what we can do is, through the magic of iRacing, let's go to our pit lane cam here. See if we can find a driver and go to our pit lane cam here. We're just going to go ahead and fly around the racetrack, because we can do that here. So you see, coming onto pit road, you've got this orange cone here. This is the commitment cone. And these drivers will have to make sure to get down below that cone to enter pit road. As you can see, though, pit road speed starts right here at these yellow cones. That blue cone you see, that is the exit of pit road for the other straightaway. So right now we're looking at the backstretch. Anybody who's pitting on the front stretch will exit pit road at that blue cone. Anybody coming on the pit road who's pitting on the backstretch will enter at that orange cone. And vice versa, as we come down to the end of pit road over here, we'll see the other exit cone. These drivers will be exiting pit road speed right there at that green cone. They're going to have to stay below that orange line all the way through turns 3 and 4. There's the commitment cone for the front stretch pits, and the blue stripe indicating the blend line for the backstretch pits. So it's going to be pretty unique here tonight as we get our pit road camera there. That will be the exit of pit road, as it looks like qualifying has just completed. So just want to make sure everybody was up on how the pit stops are going to work here tonight, as it is a little bit more unique than your typical pit road. Let's take a look at our starting grid. Starting on pole here tonight, I don't know why I got the wrong logo up there on that, and I apologize for that. We will get that fixed momentarily. But starting on pole here tonight is the 24 of Justin McMahon. Jamie Horn will roll off from the 2nd position. Jonathan Jennings rolls off 3rd, with Christopher Simon back in the 4th position. Then John Smith and Steven Bonomo make up row number 3. Row 4 will find Tyler Millette and Chris Leftwich, followed by Kevin Powell and Jeremiah Stutzman. Back in row number 6, Chris Melton and Daniel Wilkerson. That's why it's not moving. Gary Mio rolls off in the 13th position with Bill Gentry back in 14th. Lucas Edwards rolls off 15th, and Mike Leftwich from the 16th position. 17th will be Orlando Harrell with Jeffrey Engel rolling off 18th. 19th will be Michael Dow, and 20th, Mark Dumont. Eric Warman rolls off 21st with Kevin Brown from 22nd. 23rd, Patrick Struby and Richard Leclerc back in 24th. We're just going to fix something real quick before we finish the rest of our starting lineup. All right, we've got the right logo up there. And then rounding out the field tonight in 25th will be James Wagoner. So the field getting rolling here at Bristol Motor Speedway. We see a couple drivers showing where the commit line is so that they can properly get down on the pit road. Of course, there'll be 2 warm-up laps here tonight. See, there goes Just McMahon showing where that commit code is for the front stretch pits. Gives you a little bit of an idea of what these drivers will have to deal with coming down onto pit road, both under yellow and under green. So lights are off on the pace car. We'll be going green this time by Just McMahon. Again on the pole. Jamie Horn to his outside in position number 2. See how good of a jump here Just McMahon gets. Trying to run away from Jonathan Jennings as the pace car gets ready to take that hard left-hand turn. Down on the pit road. Flagman's got the flag in the air. Green flag waves. We are racing here at Bristol Motor Speedway and already down into turn number 1. Just McMahon gets a good jump on the start here as Jonathan Jennings rolls into the 2nd position, putting Jamie Horn back in the 3rd spot. We complete our first lap under green here at Bristol, and already we've got a caution out on the racetrack. Big stack up on the front stretch. We see Kevin Brown involved. Looks like Chris Melton caught up in this one. Bill Gentry. That's going to bring up our first wreckage rewind of the night as we take a look and see what happened to bring this one out early. Now, it looks like it starts here right around Bill Gentry. Running up on the high side. A little wiggle out of the 4. Oh, right there we see the 49 actually wrecked first there. So let's see who that was. That was Chris Melton. We're going to go back a little bit and take a look to see what happened to the 49. Looks like he got washed up the track a little bit. Ooh, got loose. See the big wiggle out of the 49 comes up the track right into the 28. That's Daniel Wilkerson, who spins the 49 around, and from this point, you see the 4 of Gentry just nowhere to go. Jeffrey Engel gets some contact in this one as well. Eric Warman caught up in it. So a few drivers out on pit road. Doesn't look like too much damage to the 4 of Gentry. Let's see who else. Daniel Wilkerson, has a little bit of damage on the front end there coming down. You get that fixed. Orlando Harrell, looks like his car is pretty clean. There's the 49 missing a back bumper. He's going to have to get some of his damage fixed. Patrick Struby able to get through that one. Very minimal damage. See Jeffrey Engel in the 15th position. A little bit of damage to that left front fender. But here at Bristol, Damage really not important, not really going to change the handling of these cars, so he should be able to get away with that, no problem here in the chat here. I feel like the fans are blind because of those headlights on the pace car. Hate it for Engel, but hey, like I said, doesn't look like too much damage for Engel here, so we should be okay. He should be able to continue on. As most drivers are still on pit road, just getting some damage fixed. Chris Melton going to go a few laps down here, currently being scored. Looks like he's being scored 1 lap down at this time. See him there on pit road. A couple drivers being scored 1 lap down. There goes the 31 of Eric Warman rolling off of pit road right here. As they're coming back to the start, see where everybody starts here. It looks like Justin McMahon's going to choose the outside lane here on this restart, putting Jonathan Jennings down on the inside. Jamie Horn and Christopher Simon going to line up row number 2. Stephen Gunomo and John Smith back in row 3. Chris Lethbridge, Tyler Millett, row 4. Kevin Powell, Jeremiah Stutzman back in row number 5. Looks like everybody but Chris Melton back out onto the racetrack. As the base car gets ready to take the hard left-hand turn down onto pit road. Coming back to the green flag is in the air. Great jump with Justin McMahon yet again as they come down into turn number 1. And you see Jonathan Jennings has a mirror full of Jamie Horn. He's got Christopher Simon to his outside. And that's a battle for the 3rd spot. Simon using that high lane right now. Almost has Jamie Horn wash up into the 727 there. As the battle for the lead is going on between Jonathan Jennings and Justin McMahon. McMahon trying to use that high lane to continue to roll and keep speed. And here in iRacing, traditionally that high lane has the momentum, and it's so hard to pass here on the low side, especially on fresh tires, as those cold tires make it hard to get it back to the throttle. Those fresher tires make it easier to roll the high side. You see this battle for the lead continues between these two, and now Jamie Horn's going to come up into the mix, where he's going to try to get to the outside of Jonathan Jennings. Justin McMahon able to clear Jennings. As here comes Horn battling to the high side as they go down into turn number 3. 15-second laps. We get about 4 laps a minute. As now Jonathan Jennings challenging Justin McMahon for the lead yet again. Wiggle there out of Jamie Horn, who sits back in the 3rd position, watching this all unfold. As Jennings now almost able to clear the 24 of McMahon. McMahon continues to hang on right there. We did have somebody spin. It looks like it was Eric Warman, but it was behind the field. He was able to get down on the pit road, so we stay green. Takes the lead back away from Jennings for the time being as they come down the backstretch into turn number 3. Great battles going on here. There's also a battle a little further back. See John Smith looking down underneath Gunomo trying to hold off or hold on to that 6th position, and he will. As this battle for the lead continues to heat up, as looks like McMahon able to clear Jennings for now. A little further back, Orlando Harrell just got into the back of Kevin Brown. Tried to do a little bump and run to get around the 33, but was unable to do so. Right in front of that, we see John Smith losing the position here to Kevin Powell. And Lucas Edwards right behind, trying to move through as well. Bit of a look here from Lucas Edwards. Ooh, almost some contact there between John Smith and Kevin Powell. Over the racetrack. John Smith continues to have pressure from behind by both Lucas Edwards and Kevin Powell. Edwards able to use that highline right now. He's trying to get by Kevin Powell, and he will clear Powell down into turn number 3. He's going to set his sights on John Smith as he takes a look down to the inside of that 23 machine. Now crosses over, takes a look back down underneath Lucas Edwards. Great battle right here for 6th, 7th, and 8th. McMahon now starting to pull away from Jonathan Jennings. As you can see, he's got about 0.3 of a second lead over 2nd place. Battle continues to go on with Kevin Powell and Lucas Edwards. Now Mike Leftwich getting past, or trying to pass the 94 of Millette, move himself up a spot. And Leftwich going to move up into the 11th position. He's up 5 spots where he started. Michael Dow, another big mover, up into the 13th position. He's currently 6 spots from where he started. Josh Smith now trying to run down Stephen Bonomo's. Bonomo's trying to make a move to the outside of the 87. Jeremiah Stitzman, who is currently a lap down. He's being scored in the 21st position. Take a look off the back bumper of Bonomo. John Smith able to get a good run here. Trying to get a run off the corner, just not able to get alongside the defending 9 of Bonomo. A bit too early to try to put the bumper to anybody. As Kevin Powell and Lucas Edwards continue to do battle side by side with Gary O'Neill right behind. Able to finally get around Edwards. Here comes O'Neill down to the inside of Lucas Edwards. Going to take that position away. And let's do a little thing that I like to call. Oh, that's why that was popped up wrong. We're going to do a little thing I like to call pump up the intensity. battle going on back here between Kevin Powell and John Smith. These two continuing to battle it out here. A couple drivers thinking about getting ready to pit. We do see Mike Leftwich down on pit road. He did make heavy contact with the outside wall. You see the damage to the right side of his car. It's Justin McMahon currently slicing through lap traffic. He has almost a second lead over Jonathan Jennings. And Jennings trying to work down to the inside of the 114 of Mark Dumont. Steve Bonomo makes his way down on the pit road. You can see just how slow you come down pit road compared to the rest of the field. As our leader making his way off of turn number 4. Down across the stripe, and we're about 10 laps away from halfway. Lucas Edwards, who's running in the 11th spot, goes a lap down. Currently only 10 cars left on the lead lap. Next car to play victim will be the 33 of Kevin Brown, who runs not too far ahead of Justin McMahon, who is gaining on him quickly. McMahon working around the 117. Gonna put Richard Leclerc 2 laps down. Continues to try to run down 33 of Kevin Brown, and you see right there in front of him. You see Jennings behind. He's been held up in that lap traffic quite a bit. And right now he's starting to run Justin McMahon back down. He's got that interval down to 0.7 seconds. But we've got pit stops still to make. A very confusing pit road. To see who's able to get on and off pit road the best as Jeffrey Hignall comes down on the pit road. Jennings has now cut that lead to under a half second. A few other drivers start to get ready to come down pit road. It's John Smith right there on the back bumper of Kevin Powell. Smith looks up to the high side of Powell, tries to make something happen there. Not able to do it. You see here in Bonomo right behind on those fresher tires. Bonomo able to almost just drive right on through. Meanwhile, lap traffic starting to hold up. Justin McMahon, Jonathan Jennings is now right to the back bumper as they go around Gary O'Neill. That puts just 8 cars left on the lead lap. Kevin Powell now making his way down on the pit road. So that's going to put just 7 cars on the lead lap as Jonathan Jennings has now made his way to the back bumper of Justin McMahon. He's going to try to move right around McMahon. McMahon's going to defend up on that high lane, but he's going to have to give that lead up. And he's going to come down on the pit road, giving the lead solidly to Jonathan Jennings. Jennings going to try to put a couple laps down, or is he going to come down pit road? No, he's going to stay out on the racetrack. Daniel Wilkerson wisely moves down to the bottom of the racetrack and lets the leader by. That puts just 6 cars left on the lead lap. Jonathan Jennings, Christopher Simon, Jamie Horn, Chris Leftwich, John Smith, and Tyler Millette all still on the lead lap. As the caution flies, and it's for the 89 of Jeffrey Engel, who's got a ton of damage to the front of that machine. And that is going to bring out another wreckage rewind. We see Engel back here in a gaggle of cars working around the 117. Oh, makes contact with the 114, gets slid down the track. There's Kevin Powell with 421 of, that's Orlando Harrell. And heavy damage to the 89 machine that's crab walking around the racetrack currently. So it looks like Stephen Engel's day is going to be done. Look at that machine. Just, you can tell that left rear toe link is completely broke. Car not even able to go in a straight line. Almost looks like Joey Logano's car after Richmond this weekend. That's going to bring everybody else down to pit road. See Chris Leftwich coming down pit road, Kevin Brown on the pit road. This is going to shake everything up, as we had a lot of drivers that were still 2-3 laps down. So how is this going to play out? This will be the race off of pit road here. And Chris Leftwich going to get off pit road. And Jonathan Jennings was able to get off pit road ahead of everybody. I believe Leftwich might have been on the back stretch pits. Not the front stretch pits, so. Just the way the caution fell. It's going to really shake up the order here. We'll have to get this all figured out in a moment while we try to figure out where everybody's supposed to line up. Running order, I see Jonathan Jennings is going to come out with the lead. Christopher Simon in second. Jamie Horn, John Smith, and Tyler Millette in top 5. Chris Leftwich back in 6th. Kevin Brown in 7th. Patrick Struby, Jeremiah Stutzman, and Justin McMahon back in the 10th spot. McMahon is the last car on the lead lap. They're extending they threw the caution back out here. They're going to go one more lap here. As you see Justin McMahon getting waved around. A lot of cars getting waved around the pace car. So Jonathan Jennings going to choose the high side on this restart, putting Christopher Simon down on the low side. Row 2, we'll see Jamie Horn and John Smith, then Tyler Millette and Chris Leftwich, Michael Dow. I'm trying to see this out. Michael Dow and Daniel Wilkerson are both laps down, so there are a few lead lap cars behind all these lap down cars right here. So it's going to make a pretty interesting run to the end as you see this long single file line. But pace car down on the pit road. Jennings going to lead them back down to the restart zone. Green flags in the air. And we are back racing. Jonathan Jennings out in front of Christopher Simon. Well, Chris Leftwich and John Smith doing some battling back here. Chris Leftwich trying to move himself up into the fourth position. Meanwhile, Jamie Horn working to the high side of Christopher Simon. He's going to take over that second spot. As John Smith and Christopher Simon continue to battle door to door. Mike Tyler Millette right behind in that 94 machine, trying to reel these two in as see the 13 of Chris Leftwich get really loose there. Now John Smith working up to the high side of Christopher Simon, trying to move himself up into the top three. Ooh, contact with Simon. As John Smith got really loose there off the corner, came down into Christopher Simon. Doesn't look like any damage to any vehicle, but breaks the momentum of the 27 and moves John Smith solidly into the third position. Meanwhile, up front, Jamie Horn trying to take that top spot away from Jonathan Jennings as they come off of turn number 4. Just 43 laps to go as the battle for the lead is heating up between Jamie Horn and Jonathan Jennings. Teammates trying to battle it out here for a win. Meanwhile, Justin McMahon has moved himself up into the 7th position, trying to run down Tyler Millette. See if Justin McMahon can get himself back up here towards the front. Justin McMahon with a dominating race car here tonight. Unfortunately, the way that the traffic fell just did not work out for him. And you see Tyler Millette trying to work down underneath Christopher Simon. I'm sorry, Christopher Leftwich. This is a battle for the 5th and 6th position. Justin McMahon, though, 3 seconds back, battling with Kevin Powell. Kevin Powell, the car last on the lead lap. First car 1 lap down. Currently lucky dog position is at 93 of Kevin Powell. Everything's starting to spread out a little bit more here. Well, Tyler Millette still trying to run down the 13 of Christopher Leftwich. We see the 64 up into the outside wall. Right in front of this battle here. Patrick Struby really slowing off the pace right in front of our leaders battling for position. Not what they want to see is Jonathan Jennings makes his way around Jeremiah Stutzman, but in front of him we see a side-by-side battle between Mike Leftwich and the 30 of Jason Wagoner. That's lap traffic again starting to come into play here at Bristol Motor Speedways. We'll take a look here from the blimp. Just how nerve-wracking this can be as they're coming up on the 9 of Steven Bonomo, who runs back in the 19th position. And Bonomo, a bit of a pick there. Almost cost Jennings a spot, then it cost Jamie Horn an opportunity to get back at Jennings. Now you see Horn right there on the back bumper of Jonathan Jennings as we take a look here from the iRacing blimp. try to get around Jonathan Jennings to take a ride on top of Horn's car. Jennings came to the bottom. Horn was going to commit to the top of the 114 of Mark Dumont in the way. I think at this time, Jamie Horn's just a little bit quicker than Jennings. Almost gets up into the side of the 49er, Chris Melton, who's involved in our first incident of the night. And here comes Horn down to the inside of Jennings. Not able to make anything happen just yet. As the caution is out. Not sure who it's for. It's going to bring out another wreckage rewind here as we try to see what that was for. Well, it sounds like it might have been Gary Armillo caught up in this one. Let's see if we can, I'm trying to find it here. Yep, just found it. Armillo gets down into Michael Dow, turns him around. We see Kevin Powell gets up into it as well. And Armillo is going to take the EOL for causing that incident. What this is going to do is it's going to bring a few people down on the pit road. It looks like take a look here and see where. Yeah, Jonathan Jennings just came down pit road. John Smith did not. So John Smith is going to take over the race lead. Christopher Simon also stays out there on old tires. He's going to restart in the second position. Jonathan Jennings, first driver on fresh tires, going to roll off third. Jamie Horn from the fourth position and Chris Leftwich in fifth. Now we've got everybody else making their way off of pit road. Tyler Millette, Justin McMahon, Jeremiah Stutzman on pit road. He's coming to the exit here. Kevin Brown, Patrick Struby, Kevin Powell back on racetrack. Michael Dow doesn't look too much damage for the 50 machine. One car gets the lucky dog wave around. Looks like that was Gary Armillo. He is going to get the EOL here. When it's all said and done. The two wave around cars at this time. The 49 of Chris Melton and the 114 of Mark Dumont going to be able to get back around the pace car on to one to go. John Smith going to choose the inside, putting Christopher Simon to the outside. Again, row two, we see Jonathan Jennings and Jamie Horn, then Chris Leftwich, Tyler Millette, Justin McMahon, Kevin Brown. You see the four of Bill Gentry back there, with Michael Dow. So it's going to be an interesting restart here with drivers on old tires, drivers on new tires. John Smith leads them down to the Geico restart zone. Green flags back in the air. And we are back racing. And immediately Jonathan Jennings making quick work of these drivers on older tires. And here comes John Smith fighting back hard. And Jamie Horn goes around. Oh, more carnage in the back as we see Jeremiah Stutzman got involved in this one as well. Immediately we have ourselves another wreckage rewind. As that did not take very long at all. Take a look here as Christopher Simon kind of comes off the wall a little bit. Jamie Horn comes up the racetrack into the tire marks of Jonathan Jennings. Oh, let's go back, rewind that one just a little bit. We see the 98 gets really loose here on entry. Corrects the car back up the racetrack into Tyler Millette. That just sends him around. See if we can ride along here. Let's find the right view here. Good look at just how fast it can snap around. So Jonathan Smith continues to be your leader over Jonathan Jennings. Row number 2, we'll have Chris Leftwich and Justin McMahon. Kevin Brown, Jeremiah Stutzman back in row number 3. Christopher Simon, Michael Dow, row 4. Alan Millette, the last car on the lead lap. And Lucas Edwards back in 10th. When we go back green flag racing, we should have about 15 laps to the finish. It's been a bit of a wild night here tonight. Can John Smith steal a win here tonight? Gambling with those older tires. Sounds like he's going to choose the outside on this restart. Can Chris Leftwich get the win here tonight? He sits back in the second row. How about Justin McMahon? He's had a dominating car here, especially on shorter runs, has the short run speed. Can he make his way around both Jonathan Jennings and John Smith to get the win here tonight? We'll find out in about 15 laps. As we go next time by, the lights will be off and we will have one to go here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Of course, I want to thank all of our great partners again, including Shoney's for all your, if you're in the West Virginia area looking for a great place to eat, Shoney's, great food, friendly service since 1947. Of course, you want to check out Doghouse Racing League's website as well at doghouseracing.com. Link down below in the description for all your news, stats, standings, schedules. You're going to find right there at the doghouseracingleague.com. Here we go, pace car getting ready to take that hard left-hand turn down on the pit road. Green flag is in the air, and we are back to racing. As Jonathan Jennings trying to challenge on the inside, he's got those fresh tires. John Smith gets up into the outside wall. Jonathan Jennings is going to take the lead away. As John Smith struggling on those older tires, Justin McMahon nowheres to go. Stuck behind that 23. He's trying to get through. Chris Leftwich down on the bottom, not able to clear that 23 either. As now McMahon goes side by side with Leftwich off of turn number 4. Jonathan Jennings starting to pull away from the rest of the field. Now you see Justin McMahon giving the 23 a shove down the front stretch, trying to get him out in front so he can clear Chris Leftwich. Little blink there out of John Smith as Chris Leftwich still not able to clear the 23. 23 has a bumper full of Justin McMahon. McMahon's going to move down to the inside this time. See if he can try to push Chris Leftwich. He's going to force it 3 wide, makes contact with Leftwich. Got one around. Michael Dow has looped it around, but he's off the racing surface. We're going to stay green. One spun around down at the bottom of the racetrack. That was Wagner, as they were able to finally clear the 23 of Smith with just 8 laps to go. Now the Jennings lead is now just over a second, with 7 laps to go, but anything can still happen. Justin McMahon takes a look down to the inside of Chris Leftwich. And trying to roll that bottom line, but just not having it right now. As Jennings comes off of turn number 4, we're going to have just 5 laps to go. Leftwich able to get back to the throttle a little bit earlier. Justin McMahon is trying everything he can to get around in the 13 of Leftwich as he lays the bumper to the 13 as they come down the front stretch and into turn number 1. Jennings coming off the turn to number 4. We have 2 laps to go. Can Jennings hold on here? Can this race stay green for 1 more mile as they go side to side? Oh, Leftwich up into the outside wall. That's going to give McMahon the opportunity to dive down to the inside lane. White flag is in the air. 1 more lap to go here at Bristol. Yellow flag is put away. This is going to be the race for a second as Jonathan Jennings comes through turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Down to the stripe, and Jonathan Jennings is going to be your winner here tonight at Bristol. Chris Leftwich brings it home in second. Justin McMahon back in third. Christopher Simon and Tyler Millette round out the field here tonight at Bristol Motor Speedway as they come up here, give a big old hug to the 91 of Jonathan Jennings. He's going to come down and celebrate his win. Jonathan Jennings burns it down on the front stretch. See how far he can take this. Almost gets hit head on by a driver making his way around the racetrack still. Right down through turns 4. He's going to loop it right here at the end of pit road. And let's take a look at the final results here tonight from Bristol. Again, Jonathan Jennings gets the win here tonight. Chris Leftwich going to come home in second. Justin McMahon third. Christopher Simon. Tyler Millette, your top 5. 6 will be Jeremiah Stutzman. John Smith back in 7. Kevin Brown, Kevin Powell, and Lucas Edwards round out your top 10. Patrick Struby comes home 11th. Orlando Harrell back in 12th. Daniel Wilkerson rebounds to a 13th place finish. 14th was Mark Dumont. And Michael Leftwich back in 15th. Stephen Bonomo, 16th. Richard Leclerc back in 17th. Eric Warman back in the 18th position. 19th will be Gary O'Mayo, and Michael Dow will round out your top 20. Jamie Horn, James Wagner, Chris Melton, Jeffrey Engel, and Bill Gentry round out the rest of the field here tonight from Bristol Motor Speedway. We get everybody into the waiting room for interviews. Again, we want to thank our great partner over here and league sponsor, Shoney's. The Doghouse Racing League's Tuesday Night Racing Series is proud to be sponsored by Shoney's. Shoney's is open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Stop by one of their West Virginia locations and try their freshly prepared legendary breakfast bar and take home a whole strawberry pie. Shoney's delicious food and friendly service since 1947. as we get ready to talk to our top 3 here tonight. Starting with our 3rd place finisher, Justin McMahon. Justin, you got Josh up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you. Can you hear me?
I got you loud and clear, man. What a run for you here tonight. Led a bunch of laps, showed a lot of speed, especially early on in the race. Caution bit you on pit road right after you pit. Caution comes out, puts you kind of in the back. There at the end, looked like the car on older tires kind of holding you up there, and you watch Jonathan Jennings get away. But still a great run for you here tonight in the top 3. Talk us through the race and what you might have been able to do a little bit different there at the end.
Yeah, I think I don't know, that caution kind of came out at the inopportune time for me during the green flag pit stops there that I was trying to do. I should have just probably stayed out another lap or 2, but I was starting to fall off pretty good, and Jonathan was able to get by me, so I figured it was my time to go down to pit road to get tires, and I only ended up losing 1 lap, and I was able to get the wave around because of how many cars I think we had down a lap there. So it put me back in the hornet's nest there for a little while. It was a little hectic. I was trying to get through traffic as much as I could, and I knew I was going to be burning my stuff up to get through there. I knew that once I got past the lap traffic and I was going to end up probably, I think 8th or something like that, I wasn't going to be able to have anything for the leader. So I was kind of hoping for another caution, and luckily I was able to get it. Yeah, I don't know what I would have been able to do different there other than staying out 2 extra laps to wait for that caution to come out. But you never know here. I mean, I'm surprised we went that long of a green flag run without having one. Just unfortunate there at the end. The guys that stayed out with older tires on, I was kind of boxed in. I knew I had to make quick work of them. If I could get by them, I might have something for Jonathan. But unfortunately, I mean, he was making the top grip pretty good, so I had a little bit more drive through the middle than he did, which was kind of what hurt me. But I don't know, a lot of fun racing there. That was a blast at the end. I'm happy with bringing the car home unscathed, and bringing it home in 3rd place. So I'll take it. I think it was a good points night for me. I was hoping to get the win there to lock it in for the season, but unfortunate. But I'll take 3rd. It's pretty good.
We've got 2 more races to get a win here this season. Talladega and Homestead, Miami. I know Talladega can be a bit of a crapshoot, and Homestead is a track that I know Jonathan really enjoys. How do you like your chances in the next 2 races?
If I'm going to be honest, I think Talladega is really the only option or the better chance that I have of maybe winning. I like Homestead too. I think I've raced pretty well there, but Jonathan's pretty dominant. I guess we'll just have to see. I mean, if I'm up there in the mix with him, then I think I give myself a pretty good chance to get the win there. But I don't know. We'll have to see when we get there. We'll 1 week at a time, I guess. I'll take it.
Well, congratulations on the podium here tonight. I know it's not the podium spot that you wanted, but still a great run for you here tonight. And of course, before I let you go, anyone who want to thank any shots you got to give here tonight?
Yeah, Group 6 for the sponsor on the car this season. Daniel for putting the league on, and Shoney's for sponsoring the league, and all the other sponsors that we have. And congrats to Jonathan on the win.
Awesome, man. Well, good luck next week at Talladega. Try to stay out of the big one next week, and I'm sure we'll talk to you again soon.
Yeah, we'll try. Thank you.
Have a good night.
You too.
So that was your 3rd place finisher, Justin McMahon. Let's bring in your 2nd place finisher here tonight, Chris Leftwich. Chris, you got Josh up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, bub.
Man, great race for you here tonight. Coming home P2. A little bit of a gamble there on the pit strategy to get you up there. We know you had some speed. Kind of started in the middle of the pack there and able to drive yourself up. Talk us through the race, because I know you're kind of in the middle of the hornet's nest there for most of the race there, especially for those restarts.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of lap down cars. I don't know exactly what happened, but I think a lot of them got caught down, lap down when that first caution came out. I think it's what it was. But yeah, we had I think we might have turned maybe 10 laps each restart, and we catched it back in the field real quick. I was like, man, where did all these cars come from? But no, it was for sure a hornet's nest though. It was it's pretty crazy out there. I mean, I was just trying to conserve tires and everything, and just try to stay with my teammate Simon up there. He did pretty good this evening. I'm happy for him too. He unfortunately had a misjudge on pit road, but yeah, he had a really fast car. But yeah, I was just trying to stay with him. If I knew if I could stay with him, I would be able to have something for him at the end. So my mentality was just to stay in the top 5.
Yeah, you talk about the lap traffic here tonight. It seemed like every lap, everybody was caught up in lap traffic. At one point, we only had like 8 cars on the lead lap. Bristol is usually known for all the wrecks, yellow flags. Didn't have too many here tonight, but were you kind of surprised? Did that kind of catch you off that we had as long green flag runs as we did there in that first run there?
Yeah, I was actually really surprised. I figured we would have had at least 4 by the first run at least, but no, we had I think we had 2 maybe the whole race, or 2 or 3 I think. But no, it was a really fun race, and everybody raced pretty clean for most of the part. And, I mean, we got a good group of guys in here, and I mean, we used to go. I don't know. We used to go 3 or 4 races without a caution, and then it got pretty bad there for a little bit, and then it's leveled off now. Now we got a good group of guys in here that can, really drive and maintain and not dive bomb people and be patient. I mean, it's really helped out a lot too. But yeah, tonight, especially at Bristol, I mean, that track is slick, and I was expecting a lot of cars to be spinning to the inside wall, but I didn't see many.
Yeah, we had a total of 4 cautions here tonight. So, or 4 or 5. I think it was 4. I'm trying to look at my time and scoring here, but either way, still a great race here for you. Great race for the team, and man, glad to see you up here back on the podium. Haven't talked to you in a while. Next week we move on to Talladega, and then the Homestead. How do you like your chances of getting a win here in the last 2 races of the season?
Well, I've been having internet issues. That's the reason why I've not been completing races and not been running very good and everything. I think I've been dropping into points too, but I'm looking forward to that race. I love that track, and there's a lot of speed there, and it's all about, finesse with that after your tires wear. But after that, I think I got some pretty good chances there. I like driving these Xfinity cars a lot better than Cup cars. I'm not very good in them things.
Yeah, these Xfinities are a lot of fun to rip around for sure. Well, good luck in the next 2 races. Hopefully you got those internet issues fixed. And before we let you go, Chris, anyone want to thank any shots you got to give here tonight?
Yeah, I'll thank my dad for sponsoring the league, and Shoney's for coming on board. And I want to thank all the drivers out there for being patient, respectful. It's been awesome racing around you guys. You guys are good racers, especially McMahon. I mean, he could have easily dumped me there at the end, but he didn't. He raced me clean and everything like that. That was fun. And I'd like to thank my fiance, of course, because she puts up with it, tolerates this. She's actually had dinner done about an hour ago, been waiting on me. So
awesome, man. Yeah, I see he could have easily pulled an Austin Dillon on you, but decided not to here tonight. So again, great job. Go have dinner, and hopefully we'll talk to you again soon.
All right, buddy. I appreciate it. You have a good one.
You as well. That's your second place finisher, Chris Leftwich. Let's bring in your winner here tonight, Jonathan Jennings. Jonathan, you got Josh up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Man, what a win for you here tonight. Definitely had McMahon out. McMahon was out there in front for a while. You were able to run him down. Caution kind of fell at the wrong time for him, and you were able to take advantage of that. First off, did you have a set spot you were going to come down pit road, or were you about to come down pit road when that yellow flag came out?
The plan was to pit when the caution come out or run it out.
So you were going to run that one completely dry no matter what. So, man,
yeah.
It's the lap traffic tonight seemed to be very cordial, but it seemed to be in the wrong place at the wrong time at times. I know there was a spot where you and Jamie there were running each other down, and the lap traffic was kind of in the way of both of you. How would you? What's the real secret to getting around this place around lap traffic? I know it's a lot of patience, but how do you have patience when you got someone like Jamie Horn breathing down your back bumper?
I was trying to watch them as I was a good ways behind them and trying to figure out what line they were running, and it wasn't very consistent. Some of them. So I think when I got closer, I was trying to figure out which way they were going to go, and I was going to do the opposite. And when I got to the 9, he looked like he was going high, so I committed low, and that's where he went. So I kind of jumbled us up a little bit, but I guess wrong, so that's my fault.
Yeah, but all in all, still a great race for you coming home with the victory. We got 2 races left in the season. I know super speedways aren't really your favorite style of racing, but I know you love Homestead Miami. So, what's the goal for the rest of the season, and how do you like your chances in the last 2 races?
The goal next week is to finish without crashing, and hopefully finish decent at Homestead to finish off the season. That's one of my favorite tracks, so hopefully I'll run well there.
I know every time we've gone to Homestead, you've kind of just dominated that race from start to finish. But man, may not have had the dominating car tonight, but able to park it in victory lane. So again, congratulations on the win here tonight. I believe that makes it your. Actually, I can pull it up here in the stats. What is that? Your 7th win of the season, I believe it is.
6, I believe.
Yeah, 6th win of the season. I was giving you an extra one. So congratulations again, just dominating the season as always. But it's been fun to watch. And of course, Jonathan, before you let you go, anyone you want to thank? Any shots you got to give here tonight?
Yeah, you guys for the broadcast, all the Daniel and all the admins for putting stuff together each and every week, and McMahon and Horn there. It was really good racing with them too, and it was a pretty decent race by everybody. Wasn't too many cautions. It was respectable for Bristol, and all the series sponsors, Shoney's, SSR, Fanatic, and dang it, Group 6.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congratulations tonight. Good luck keeping the car clean, keeping it on the big one next week. And I'm sure we'll talk to you again soon.
All right, man. Thank you.
Have a great night. So that's your winner, Jonathan Jennings. Again, getting the win here tonight at the short track at Bristol in a really, really fun race to watch. Like you said, not too many cautions. I think we only had 4 or 5 cautions here tonight, which for a Bristol race is fantastic. So looking forward to next week here on Intensity Broadcasting as we move to the longest track on the schedule. That's right, we move on to Talladega Super Speedway. Don't forget to join us here each and every race night. We'll be back here on Sunday for the Simrap Market National Series. So check us out on Sunday night. And then right back here on Tuesday for the Shoney's Tuesday Night Racing Series. That's going to do it for us here tonight. And whether you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, or over on Kick, we do appreciate you tuning in. Don't forget that like button, follow, and subscribe, and hit that little notification bell so you know anytime we go live here on Intensity Broadcasting. As our boy Atlee, Atman Weiss would say, over and out.